Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing something that I meant to do for a while, and it's kind of like the part 2 to the Advance of Zeta series I said I was going to do. But instead of doing full reviews of each of these guys in this video, it's just going to be a bit of an overlook at these particular kits, which are the Master Grade Hazels. I love these kits to bits, and of course if you do want to see a full review of a Hazel kit, I did do one, you can check that out. But I'm going to be checking out this one with the Hrududu support unit, as well as 2 more different variants of the Hazel. Once again, if you're looking for some Advance of Zeta kits, all of these are premium bandai for whatever reason, so if you find them a little bit hard to get, you can get them exactly where I got mine, over at Buyee. Once again, link is down there in the description, as well as a link to a video on how to use Buyee and save yourself some cash. But anyway, let's get right into it. So we're going to be jumping right on in with the Master Grade TR1 Hazel 2 Custom. So this is the one that I did the full review of already, so if you want to know more about this, then check out that review. Basically though, this is a kit that is heavily based on the Master Grade Gundam Mark II, which is an awesome kit. It's quite old, but it holds up so well. This kit definitely adds a lot of new stuff onto that, but it does still feel old school in its own way. Old school good, not old school bad. It's simple, big, bulky, and I love this kit 2 bits. However, today I'm not actually going to be talking about this kit per se. This is just here for the sake of example. What I'm talking about today is this extremely unique kit right here. This is the Master Grade Hrududu. Yep, I'll repeat that again. Hrududu. When it comes to kits, it's not very often that I actually keep the manual after building them, but when it comes to Advance of Zeta kits, you need to keep it. These are some of the most complex and interchanging kits around, and they're extremely confusing at times. Just wait till we get to this one. You've got a choice of 3 kits from the one box, but we'll leave that till later. First up, we're checking out the G parts, Hrududu. So anyway, jumping right in with a full 360 spin of the Hrududu, and at first, if you're not familiar with Advance of Zeta, you might be thinking, what the hell is even that? Because at first it may look like it's nothing in particular, just a random assemblage of parts. This right here is a support unit, or when it comes to it as a model kit, this is more like an option set of parts that can be used in a multitude of different ways. First off is this what you're seeing right here, which is a support unit that flies around and supports the Hazel custom in battle. I will also mention that if you want to get the full effect out of this particular option set, and same with the high-grade Hrududu 2, you actually need to buy 2 of these. I did not, so I can only show you half of what this can do, but if you are getting one, I do recommend getting 2. I still need to get another one now. So anyway, first taking a look at the Hrududu right here with absolutely everything that it comes with, so it's basically water slides and a bunch of adapters and pieces. I will also mention that the action base right here, that comes as well, which is always a massive plus. So there's a bit of a zoom in on the water slide decals, always a nice addition to a kit. Oh, Mecha, sounds like the most Irish Mecha around. And then over here we've got a bunch of adapters for doing a whole bunch of different things. And a bit of a different cockpit over here for using with the Hazel custom. So anyway, it's about time to get the Hazel in here and get it equipped. So yeah, that means for me it's manual time. Let's figure out how we're gonna go about this. So yeah, on its own, we've got the G-Parts Hrududu, which is the flight form or support form we're seeing right now. If you grab yourself 2 of these, you get this absolutely awesome Hrududu dual combination. And what we're going to be doing today is this over here, which is the Hazel RAH, which is a combination of the Hrududu and the Hazel, believe it or not. So first thing we gotta do, disassembly. So anyway, there's the Hrududu broken down to its elements, A through I over here. And we have a couple more adapters we didn't have before, which are holding all of this together. Anyway, let's get this, finally, onto the Hazel right here. So we'll mention this is another one of those manuals that assumes you have not built this kit yet, so if you have it built, you're gonna have to somewhat disassemble the cockpit, which isn't the worst, but isn't too pleasant. Grab the new cockpit piece from back here, and pop it on. So essentially this is the same as the part that we removed, but you think just making a removable segment on this would have made it a little bit easier? But hey, not so difficult. So first up, reaching back, getting part C, slap that onto the chest for long chest, grab A and B, attach them together in with an adapter. That pops on up here like so, then on with F, G, whoa, definitely needing this now, then finally H and I. Lastly then, using these big old parts right here, we upgrade the weapon to this absolute beast of a weapon. So anyway, back to the full 360 spin, and now this is the Hrududu attached onto that Hazel custom. All I can say is, this is one hell of a display piece. It's gone from very basic looking Mark II style Gundam to something that's almost got a kind of big massive Gundam Sentinel vibe. This is awesome, and it's what I love about Advance of Zeta. Once again, this doesn't do a whole lot really, except give it a lot of mass and a lot of display potential. It looks so cool. The only thing this really does is this segment up here can open up like so, and inside of that we've got the beam emitter in there. Now this can either fire off some shots, or you can use this with a standard beam saber blade to be used as a beam saber. So yeah, you can just take that beam and pop it in there. This beam I just grabbed from one of the other Hazels, but I assume any master grade beam should do it. So next up on the list is this one right here. Another master grade, another Hazel, and this is the master grade advanced Hazel. So the vast majority of this particular kit right here is exactly the same as the other Hazel that I took a look at today and a few months back. So essentially the whole core of the kit is identical with just some new stuff attached to it. The rifle's the same, the shield's the same, the booster around on the back, well, the shield booster segments are the same, but the actual booster segment is a little bit on the stripped down side. The head, of course, is extremely different to what we would have seen before, with that completely different looking sensor on the front there that doesn't really have too much of a Gundam vibe. The little yellow antenna on either side there does let you know it is a Gundam. And we also have those absolutely awesome heeled feet down on the bottom. So once again, these are the same feet. These are actually just a set of foot extenders. So if you wanted, you could pop them off and put them on whatever Hazel that you like. And lastly then, we've got a set of sub-arms on the front there. These are fully articulated, so they fold out in a really cool kind of way, so you get a lot of different directions out of these without too much articulation. We also have fully articulated claws in the front with 3 little digits, and those little manipulators can even hold onto beam rifles, so these are impressive and a super cool option right here. And by option I mean, you can always switch and use the parts of these different Hazels with other Hazels, because that's the kind of kits they are. So now moving on to the full 360 spin of this particular kit. Once again, this is the Master Grade Advanced Hazel, and what can I say? Show me someone who says they don't like sub-arms on a Gundam and I will show you a liar. These are so cool. And these are probably some of the best sub-arms I've ever seen on a kit. The little individual digits just make these so, well, kind of realistic. They can hold a beam saber, they can hold a beam rifle, they look brilliant, they're posable. If there's other, better sub-arms on a Gundam out there, let me know. And don't say Gundam Gusion, because they're just extra normal arms. I know they're sub-arms, but they're technically extra normal arms. I mean actual sub-arms. Let me know. Functional ones. In the comments. Now! Almost forgot to mention this kit does come with water slide decals. These ones you're seeing right here. And not only does this kit have awesome sub-arms, that might just be the coolest decal I have ever seen with a kit. That's pretty cool. Seriously, what is that? Is that a rabbit with bat wings for ears and one of them is bandaged up? That's pretty cool. So on to the last Hazel I'm going to be taking a look at today, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the only other Master Grade Hazel that there is right now. This right here is the P Bandai Master Grade Gundam TR1 Hazel 2 Early Type. Now, there's a lot of kits out there that come with a lot of different sort of options in the box, a choice between what you can build, but I've never had as much difficulty choosing a build than I have with this kit. So in this kit you could choose between this right here, which is the Gundam TR1 Hazel 2 Early Type, or you can choose the Gundam TR1 Hazel Reserve Unit, or the Gym QUEL. So there's 3 options in here, each of them is awesome. And this of course is the most OTT version. So this is the early type of the Hazel 2, of course, like the name suggests. So this is a modified Gym QUEL. It's got some extra armor here and there and some awesome thrusters round back to give it that extra thrust. Once again, this is in those Titans colors, and honestly I adore this, but the gym lover inside of me makes me want to build this finally as the gym, but at the same time I love that backpack. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to convert this right here from the Hazel 2 Early Type that you're seeing right now doing that full 360 spin into the Master Grade Gym QUEL, because I love gyms and it's got that kind of cool Jesta vibe. So that's what I'm going to end up with today, so let's get it done. So anyway, as for what this particular kit comes with, we've got all the parts for making all 3 variants of the particular mobile suits in this kit. I've made it as the Hazel early type, but there's all the parts for doing everything else. So besides the shield, beam rifle, and backpack that we saw on the main unit already, we've got an alternate backpack, alternate chest, alternate head, and arm parts as well for making that Gym QUEL. The only difference between the Gym QUEL and the Hazel Reserve type are these parts right here, which is for making that head up there into that head down there, which is this head right here. Once again, we do get a sheet of water slide decals in here, and once again, they are very nice. We got no Mecha up top, a bunch of different Titans logos, and some unit numbers too if you want to make a whole bunch of these, which I kinda do. But I did notice one thing while prepping for changing this into the Gym QUEL, and that is, it doesn't come with purple parts for the feet at all. So I'm gonna pop a picture up right now so you can see what the Gym QUEL is meant to look like. Of course, there is an older master grade of that kit available, but it's just not the same as this here. This, I can only assume, is a better variant because that Gym QUEL is quite old. Then again, I don't know, I haven't built either. But anyway, as I was saying, the Gym QUEL, at least the one in this box, is meant to have purple feet. This does not. None of these master grade Hazels have purple down there, so that means you can't even part swap them out. You would have to paint it to make it accurate, so I'm kind of totally going to shortcut this now and kind of just make my own Gym QUEL custom because it's the head that I'm really digging here. The fact that the body is missing those big cool stabilizers up on the shoulder does kind of bum me out a little bit, so screw it, I'm just going to make my own kind of custom out of this. Because I also kind of want to use that white neck segment. So anyway, off with the backpack, off with the head. Might as well take away all of the equipment as well. And I'm gonna swap out the neck piece for the white piece. Man, I'm only halfway through stripping this down, and I already missed that particular Gundam head. Oh man. This kind of a kit is a nightmare for collectors. I want every different version all at once, so I guess I'm just gonna have to get more. Anyway, swapping out the neck part, gym style head on, basic backpack attached, and then finally on with that bullpup gym rifle. Anyway, there's a full spin of the Lazy Gym QUEL, or I guess the Gym QUEL Custom. I will pop up an image on the left there so you can see what it should look like fully built. I will mention once again that there are no purple parts for the feet, so they will be in white out of box unless you paint it, but still it does look fantastic. This looks awesome and definitely a must-have for any gym fanatics. Once again, built as the standard Gym QUEL, it looks like one awesome grunt suit. Anyway, let's upgrade it again. Actually, hold on, I've just noticed another complete inconsistency. That white section inside of the neck there, that should be black. I was wondering why it stands out so much. It just doesn't look quite right. It looks a little bit unfinished, like a piece of plain pla plate. So yeah, if you are buying this kit for the Gym QUEL that you can make out of it, you will need some purple paint. Well, and some red paint too, because the inside of the thrusters on the back there are meant to be red too. But anyway, like I said, let's upgrade it. Simple backpack off, attaching on the absolutely kick-ass looking tri-booster unit. Fold them out, bring this down. It's so awesome, I love it. Finally then, on with that shield. And this is what we end up with. This looks like an absolutely awesome ace grunt unit, or something that was midway down the pipeline of the Titans research. It works out pretty cool. Once again though, this is a kit that you really can't just get one of. Otherwise, you're going to be killed by the choices like I am right now. Anyway, that right there is it for the review, or should I say reviews, because that was 3 kits. I absolutely love the Master Grade Advance of Zeta kits, which are these Hazels right here. They're so solid, so awesome. At the same time, they're simple and old school, and they marry new and old together so well. They're so much fun, and they look killer. I do love the high-grade Advance of Zeta kits too, but they've got even more kits, even more expansion units, that it gets ridiculously crazy, and it keeps getting crazier and crazier, which is a good thing, but at the same time, gets very, very confusing. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more reviews, and I will see you next time.